So one of my favorite things to do is to get inspiration for TTRPG characters from absolutely random bullshit places around the internet. And one thing I remember is back when I was in college, I worked at a plant clinic, and a lot of the plants that came in were, flowers or fruits or things like that had specific names. They're specifically referred to as cultivar names, and it's like strains of weed, right? It's what you call the name colloquially in order to make it fancy and sellable. So if we look at these Gazania plants, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, and look at a list of cultivars, there's a bunch of names here that slightly describe the plant, but also are mostly just marketing. And sometimes these can serve as really solid aesthetic ideas for TTRPG characters. For example, this one here, it's called Copper King. The flower itself is orange, which is why it's called that, so maybe the character would have orange aesthetics, but also be descended from royalty, or maybe, I don't know, kicked out of a royal family at some point. They might be really good at lithomancy, maybe their family has heritage that has to do with the copper trade in the local area, and we can derive aspects of this person's personality from the plant itself. It's considered a drought-tolerant plant, so maybe we can say historically that this person's family has survived a lot of shit. Maybe they come from a town full of artificers, and so copper has always been a staple to, the economy, and no matter what, despite coups, despite wars, anything, the family has always weathered it out, and so this person used to think of themselves as super resilient and able to withstand anything just given enough time. But being kicked out of their family is something that they haven't had to deal with before, and they have to find their new identity, and they have to figure out how they're going to survive something without the backing of something that is, tied to their identity, without copper. Talking more about this actual plant itself, it's got a fast growth rate, it's used as ground cover, it usually covers large areas, so maybe this person's magic has to do not only with lithomancy, and potentially a little bit of artifice that they've learned over time just through their trade, but maybe their magic specializes in auras and things that spread out in the area around them to either hinder opponents or help friends. Spikes of rock and ore shooting out of the ground at their command sounds pretty cool, and right there from a single bullshit flower name, you have an entire storyline and aesthetic and powers that they can use. So, I don't know, look up cultivars. I think it's a cool idea if you need a little exercise for yourself.